Hi! If you haven't seen the title, in this video I'm taking on one of the oldest challenges in Terraria, beating Skeletron on the first night. It's something I've wanted to do ever since Yrimir completed it back in 2012. Unfortunately my previous attempts never panned out, and eventually I gave up. But I decided to give it another go, and obviously things worked out better this time. For the approach I'm going for, which is heavily inspired by Ninjishu's completion in Expert mode, the first thing I need is 15 gems, specifically the same kind of gem. This doesn't seem like much of a challenge, I mean topaz is everywhere, but this did end up killing a few runs simply because I was short of 1 or 2 gems. For some reason, underground houses showed up a lot during this run. I didn't end up getting anything that useful, but the tungsten bars did let me craft a bow early to help deal with enemies. As well as the gems, I'll also need 15 iron ore in order to craft an anvil. This isn't always necessary since iron and lead bars are commonly found in chests, but that's not something you can rely on. Iron anvils can also be found in underground houses, but I didn't get lucky enough to find one. This was a promising cluster of amethysts, but what I found next was much better. An emerald hook is just about the best outcome you can hope for in this run, since rubies and diamonds are much rarer. I just needed a few more iron for an anvil. The cloud in a bottle is a great accessory, however it went largely unused since I forgot I had it the moment I equipped it. I now had enough iron to craft an emerald hook, which will speed up my exploration as I search for the next requirement for this run, platinum ore. For the keen-eyed among you, you'll notice that there's a vein of gold ore as I look to the left of the house, so I won't be getting platinum after all. It was at this point that I realised I don't have grapple bound to the right key. I much prefer binding the hook to my W key, since it frees up my index finger to move the character right. I left the world to change my settings. This wasted a bit of time since I needed to walk back to where I was, but it was much faster this time with the hook. I didn't need the iron, but I decided to get it anyway since it was there. The tundra biome indicates that this is the side of the world that the dungeon is on. It's also a great place to continue spelunking, and the ice will be useful for crafting frost arrows. The fire particles showed me the gold that was buried underneath, so I grabbed it. Unfortunately, the gold bow is far inferior to the platinum bow, since the platinum bow both deals more damage and fires more quickly. I didn't know it at the time, but the gold bow only deals 1 more damage than the tungsten one, and has the same fire rate. If I did, I wouldn't have wasted the time collecting the gold. killed as many slimes as I could on my way to the dungeon, since I needed their gel and it was about to turn nighttime. Wood can be collected at any point during the run, so I'd usually leave it towards the end. Since I'd found bombs, I decided to harvest this group of tall trees, which gave me more than enough wood for arrows in an arena. I still needed more stone for arrows, so I decided to make more use of my bombs. Luckily, I found the last few gold ore I needed to craft a gold bow. Since it had become nighttime, the enemies were starting to be a problem. It was also quite unfortunate that the crimson had generated next to the dungeon, but this is quite common in small worlds. I headed towards the ocean to craft some potions, but found a patch of sand and water nearby. It turned out that I hadn't managed to collect any dayblooms, so my plan to make regeneration potions didn't work out. Instead, I used this time to craft my bow and frost arrows. I don't know why, but I found arrows impossible to find in this menu. In the end, I crafted over 400 frost arrows, which is more than enough to take down Skeletron. I was starting to get quite anxious, since there wasn't much time left in the night and the moon was moving quickly in the sky. Dealing with the enemies was using up a lot of time, and I was beginning to think that I wouldn't be able to deal enough damage before dawn. My entire focus was now on dealing damage to Skeletron's head. I needed to ensure that I was consistently chipping away at his health, because if I missed too many times, the run would die at sunrise. This can be difficult because his hands have a habit of shielding him. Looking back, I don't think I deserved to win this fight, since I did a very poor job of dodging his attacks and nearly died on multiple occasions. But I'll take the win nonetheless. If you take a look at the timer, it stopped at 20 minutes and 5 seconds. This means I had 10 seconds left until dawn. I won't be setting any world records, except maybe the slowest completion of First Night Skeletron, but it doesn't matter to me, since my only goal was to beat the challenge. All in all, I'm very happy with this run, and thank you very much for watching if you got this far.